Welcome back to The Future in Review, Conversations with FiReStarters. I'm John Wells, and now joined Manfred Kriske, who is the founder and CEO of a fascinating company. The company is named Cloudeo. It's an online portal for companies that create, interpret, and use geodata. And welcome to the program.
Thank you very much. I'm glad to be here.
Now, geodata, this would be in the public domain. Is that correct?
Yes, definitely. I mean, I think because almost everything people do depends on the surrounding, and geodata kind of affects everything humans do, and therefore we want to bring it into the mainstream, away from the original military, really into the mainstream and the public domain.
Great. Well, tell us about your company.
Cloudeo is in a way a platform which brings together the different stakeholders and makes it easy for them to create new exciting applications of using satellites, aircrafts, software, specific software, combining with artificial intelligence and make it very easy to come up with new applications and bring it to the customer. So that's an access economy platform for the geospatial world. That's what we do. And maybe I should tell a bit the background, because I'm a space engineer. When I was young, of course, I was excited about doing space, and I launched my first company in '98, launching 5 satellites. Everything was fine, was cool, but at the end you realize that, okay, it's good to generate data, but data in itself doesn't bring a value. The value comes if you combine all different types of data, if you have the right analytics, if you bring the right talents together and then come up with specific solutions. And that is what we learned over time, that the industry, as I said, was not right for that, and that's what we are going to change, or what we have changed already and we're about to bring to the future here.
Well, a lot of companies realize the strategic nature of data and they want to use geodata, but they're doing other things. So they would rely on your company to provide the analytics and the tools to be able to collect, manage, interpret, those sorts of things. Is that what we're talking about?
Yes, and the special thing is that we actually don't provide the data, we don't provide the tools. Right. We actually create the platform and the system and the ecosystem that it is so easy to cooperate in that industry. And so instead of having to build up everything yourself, I mean, you have to be an expert from satellite data, software, processing, artificial intelligence, even doing the accounting with your end customers. You don't have to do that in the future. You can come to the platform and you find the right partners doing the stuff you don't know, and making it very cheap and easy, come up with real geo solutions which are helpful.
Well, Manfred, take a minute and tell us about some of the customers, some of the applications that are being used, that would use your product. Yes. And what you do for them.
Yes, okay. So let me start with one example which has, of course, a huge potential, which is agriculture. So, you know, traditionally the farmer has a small field, he knows his field, he knows where the plants are good, where they are not good. But actually with the getting more and more fields, with the larger field sizes, people don't know the field. So having knowledge about the fields is a difficult thing. So either you put too much fertilizer or you don't put enough fertilizer on the individual spots. And that's where geospatial solutions can help you a big deal. I mean, the satellites can monitor the fields, so they know exactly how the plants are developing. You have the ground information, you have weather information. By bringing that together, you can make an easy service for the farmer, that he can just put into his machine how much kilograms of fertilizer which part of the field would require. So you save the world, because in the way you're not polluting if you put too much. At the same time, you increase the yield because you put the right amount, which and you're not losing on the plants power. So typically cooperatives or farmers would be, for this specific application, a customer.
Well, that's fascinating. So that's one application.
That's one.
Agriculture. Give us another.
So telecom, you know, everybody's talking about 5G. So the 5G deployment is now happening. What you need a very fine grid of the mobile towers, and you have to make sure that it could be seen by the devices. And for that you need information, very accurate information about the topography and warehouses, where something is disturbing the radiometric kind of sending out of the information. And that is typically a huge effort. You would have to buy data, you would have to send engineering teams in the fields, and with us you can do all this, you access all that information as a very efficient low-cost service. So that would be the engineer from a telecom company can just get this as a service from Cloudeo, from the Cloudeo platform.
And that's tremendous value.
I believe so, yes.
Yeah, exactly. What are some of the biggest challenges that you have?
The biggest challenges were, you're coming up with a new business model, so how to convince companies which have their distributorships, exclusivities, thinking about give me money and then I give you data, bringing them to a new business model which says, okay, maybe I don't pay upfront, give me your data, I do something valuable, once I sell it, I give my money for that. So in the beginning you don't have suppliers, without suppliers you cannot have customers. If you don't have the technology in between, which makes it possible with this new type of kind of cooperation, then nothing works. And so the main difficulty is really getting initially out of that chicken and egg problem, and that's what we did the last couple of years, and are now, we believe there, that we have a huge amount of suppliers and the developers and the customers to start the business.
It seems to me that it would take a little bit more time to get traction, to get the momentum, but once you get there and that story is out there and you have a number of users in the agricultural sector, you have a number of users in the telecom sectors, that things would really take off for you. So it's exciting, isn't it?
It's very exciting, yes, definitely.
Yeah. I understand that you have a distinction from the European Space Agency. Can you tell us about that?
Yes, I can. European Space Agency is trying to change the way they kind of support the European industry and establish geospatial commercial applications. That's by funneling all their support through a central marketplace and giving the money to the developers and the researchers through this marketplace. And therefore they wanted to have a commercial company running that. They want to build up the major commercial player in Europe, and of course with some also effect to the world. And that's why they last year made a big competition, which we won. So we are de facto now, since December, the central market platform for those geospatial solutions and geospatial resources. And the platform will go online by the end of the year, and will give us an extremely good visibility to all the researchers, developers, to all the suppliers, which now wants to come to us, because if they want to participate in the research, the European research arena, they have to be listed on our platform. So that gives us a real good boost for the future now.
Very exciting. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Is this your first year to the Future in Review?
It's the first time that I'm here, yes. I even have to admit I haven't heard before since, the first time I heard about it was half a year ago. And but I'm excited to be here. It's the first impression is extremely well. It's extremely good.
Well, we're delighted to have you here, and I look forward to talking to you on Friday afternoon to see if your expectations were met or not. Typically, people just get blown away. It's a lot of fun.
I will look forward to it. Yeah. Yes.
The name of the company is Cloudeo. They are a FiReStarter for the Future in Review 2019. Manfred Griske, CEO and founder. Thank you for joining us.